Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Critic Alex, and I'm sure a lot of you are already hard at work doing this farming SSR gear for the half off stamina event. There's a stamina that dropped at the daily reset yesterday, or this morning, early in the morning for me, and it's on for the next 2 days, where you get 50% off stamina cost for all free stages, which is all of the gear farming stages and all of the ingredient farming stages for cooking for affinity food and PvP coins and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys are all farming this and you all know that and you know the strategies for that, but I've got a new strategy for you guys. I'm sure you're all doing this. So let's talk about this new strategy, because everybody knows that you farm the SSR gear through these missions and then you get one guaranteed SSR at the end. But this is pretty labor intensive, because you need to be here every 8 runs to click this, and then you need to click this, and then you need to click this, etc. So it's not very, it's basically impossible to efficiently auto farm gear, especially overnight. Overnight, you basically can't auto farm gear. You can farm the last stage for 5 stamina, but you only have a 2% chance, or sorry, a 3% chance of getting an SSR gear and a 27% chance to get an SR gear. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. So for a lot of players, myself included, we're farming SSR gear during the day, and then we are farming ingredients for cooking overnight. And it's the overnight farming that I want to talk about. But just before we talk about that, and just before I give you a tip for that, a couple tips actually, I just want to point out, and Seaton did a good job in his video pointing it out as well, the events right now are so synergistic for gear farming specifically, because you have the equipment enhancement event, and then you enhance the equipment to +1, and then you have the equipment salvage event with Diane. There's insane synergy right now for gear farming, salvaging, and enhancing. It's bonkers. It's great. So yeah, there's that. Gear's all good and well. You need gear, fantastic. You know, 150k CC for the Final King boss. We all know. But ingredient farming. Now, if you watched my Escanor video, and I've made a few of them, I'm a degenerate. You want to farm the food for Merlin, the raisin food for Merlin, and you want to farm the ingredients for the Arthur food as well, because those are the same foods that you can give to Sexcanor, the god of the sun, when he arrives. So you want to have that banked up. Myself personally, I've already cooked up more than 200 of the raisin with sugar, because Sexcanor is going to like that. However, if you want to farm overnight for ingredients, it's going to cost you a lot of stamina potions, because the ingredient farming missions are very easy, they're very low CC, and you get through them very quickly. If you have infinite stamina pots, this is what you should do. Farm the easy mission, because it's more than half the cost of the hard mission, and you get, you know, considerably similar rewards. You're not going to get 3 times as many rewards for this one. There's only a 2% chance to get 3 reward chests, so it's really not worth it. It's always worth it to play the easiest mission, and you usually play these missions because the CC is so low and the enemies are so weak, you play it with one character, but usually you play it with your fast farming character like Hauser or Green Elizabeth, and you fly through those stages and you end up spending stamina pots. I have a different tip for you, and I saw this originally on Reddit, so it's not my original idea, I can't get credit for it. I saw it with Red Griamore. Apparently, you can farm so slowly with Red Griamore that you basically don't lose any stamina, or you lose very little stamina. So over the course of farming overnight for 6 hours or 8 hours, depending on how long you sleep, you end up spending 0 or just a few stamina potions. So for those of you who are free to play, for those of you who are saving your diamonds to pull for Escanor so you don't have coins to exchange for stamina potions, or if you just don't want to spend your stamina potions, farm this way overnight with a slow clearing character like Red Griamore, like TWIGO, and you will end up spending less. Now there's more tips to this, but doing this with just TWIGO rather than Hauser, overnight last night, I got over 100 of each of the materials I was farming for, the ingredients, and I only spent 2 stamina potions. It was beautiful, and you still get a lot of XP towards your rank ups, so it is so worth it. Now, in addition to using just one character on the team that you're farming for ingredient food, there are more steps that you can take to maximize the amount of time it takes to clear the mission. So I'm going to talk about this now, because this is actually a very clever use of in-game mechanics. So it's beautiful. I love this game for how complex it is and how clever it is. You go over to the menu, you go over to game settings, and you turn the play speed from ultra down to low. Okay, beautiful. Next thing you do, skip move animations. We don't want to skip anything. We want to see all those animations. We want to take as long as possible. If we can take 4 minutes to clear this stage, every single stage is free stamina. So you will never end up spending stamina potions. It's really nice. So you do that there. I don't know if the AI settings balanced offense or defense actually makes a difference to this clear. It may for Red Griamore because he has a defensive skill and an attack skill. For TWIGO, he only has offensive skills, so I don't think it really matters. But yeah, you lower the speed of the game as much as you can, and then when you go into the stage on top of this, and just, you know, bear with me here because this is going to look really slow. And it's going to look really ugly as well. But when you go into the stage, the last thing you need to do before you set it to auto repeat forever is you need to turn it from it's going to look really bad. You got to turn it from ×2 down to ×1. So you basically just set it. I have it set to 8 runs because I'm actually farming SSR gear. But you would basically set it to infinite runs with stamina pot usage. And now you can see that this takes ages. Look at how long these animations are. You could be here for 4 minutes. So you could, if you wanted to be even more efficient, you could sit here with a timer and you can count how long it takes from the loading screen, from the beginning of the loading screen through the mission to the end of the loading screen. And then that would give you an idea. You know, if it takes 3.5 minutes, you're regenerating almost 2 stamina in that time. And then you can sort of do the math on oh man, you're going too fast, TWIGO. What's going on? TWIGO's too strong, boys, even with no gear on. He's just too strong. So we might actually have to use someone slower than TWIGO. But you can see that this strategy works so well. And it works especially well for players who, like I said, don't have stamina pots. They're free to play. They don't want to spend their stamina pots. Or they just don't have coins because they're saving up for Escanor. So they haven't been doing pulls. And so they've run out of stamina pots for the, you know, in the temporarily until Escanor comes out. So that was a little bit too fast, I must say. I probably need to slow him down a little bit more, but with these tips, I'm sure that you guys can. His ending animation is really funny. With these tips, I'm sure you guys can have even more success. See? Always farm easy. You can farm overnight and save your stamina pot. So hopefully this has been helpful. I love the sort of stuff in this game. I love all the different mechanics and different complexities and how, you know, it feels like every character has some use. I really, really like it. Just remember when you wake up to change these settings back because otherwise it's going to drive you nuts seeing this activate so slowly and seeing everything move so slowly. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully these tips have helped you. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.